Hey guys, so we're almost halfway through the year. Now I want to give you 5 films to look out for in 2024 that not only do I think are the most anticipated, but potentially could be the most important films. Furiosa, May 24th. A prequel to Mad Max Fury Road set 15 to 20 years before, showing a young Furiosa how she is snatched from the green place of the many mothers. So Mad Max Fury Road, probably one of the most important, iconic films of the 21st century so far, yet strangely enough only made $380 million in the box office. It kind of begs the question if this film Furiosa can exceed that and exceed that by large margins, especially in an era where all these films are flopping. On the flip side, it could be the new Dune and set a new standard for action adventure films this year and be a big hit with audiences in the box office. So I have no doubt that this film is going to be phenomenal. Is George Miller returning as a director, Chris Hemsworth as a villain, and Anna Taylor-Joy, phenomenal as she is just playing Furiosa, I think this is going to be really good. Deadpool and Wolverine, July 26. This film sees the introduction of Deadpool to the Marvel Cinematic Universe through a multiverse journey with his frenemy Wolverine. Obviously, this film is probably like the #1 anticipated film on this list, but it's honestly probably the most important. Marvel has had a string of flops and just total apathy from audiences lately. And a lot of people think that this is the film that Marvel needs, where it can create much needed momentum for the MCU franchise going forward and kind of return them back to their glory days. And while I do think the film will no doubt be a success, this film is going to be really funny, really great, good action, etc., I remain unconvinced. I think people are going to walk out of this film really well pleased, but they're going to look at it more as a standalone Deadpool and Wolverine film, totally separate from the MCU. Kind of similar to Guardians of the Galaxy 3, where that movie was a big hit and everyone loved it, but it didn't do any favors for the Marvels. But I could be wrong. Maybe people come out of this film ready for more MCU, and it really could return MCU back to the glory days. We'll have to wait and see. Next, we have Joker, Folie à Deux, October 4th. Todd Phillips returns as director with Joaquin Phoenix reprising his role as Joker and Lady Gaga coming in to play Harley Quinn. This film is actually going to be a musical, a steep departure from the first Joker. This film is also extremely anticipated, and I think is also kind of a wild card. It's a very iconic film, the first movie, but this new Joker film, Folie à Deux, definitely has some hurdles. It's got a $200 million budget in comparison to the $70 million budget of the first film. And on top of that, this film is going to be very experimental, making it entirely a musical. Not to say that being a musical is experimental, but it's definitely experimental for a superhero film. So I'll be curious to see if people will be put off from the musical approach and if we will see any long-term effects in the long haul of the box office, and to see how audiences are going to feel right after seeing it. I feel like this could be a movie that people are either going to love it or they're going to hate it. But nonetheless, I think this film is also going to offer something very unique and fresh. And for that reason alone, I would recommend checking it out. Next, we got Sonic the Hedgehog 3, December 20th. Whole cast returns, including Idris Elba and Jim Carrey. But now we have a new addition to the cast of Keanu Reeves playing Shadow the Hedgehog. What I think will be interesting about Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is how this could be a new trendsetter. In an age of superhero films declining in popularity, and we're seeing these very popular video game adaptations like Fallout, Last of Us, the Super Mario Bros. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 very well could be the straw that breaks the camel's back, where video game films replace the superhero genre as the new it thing. I believe superhero fatigue is here. I believe it's real. I think we're definitely going to see a lot less of these type of films. The question is, what's going to replace them? And I think it's going to be video game films, and I think after Sonic the Hedgehog 3, that's going to be considered a watershed moment for sure. Last, we got Megalopolis, Francis Ford Coppola's last film. Set in Metropolis destroyed during a gigantic accident. This film features an ensemble cast including Adam Driver, Jon Voight, Lawrence Fishburne, Shia LaBeouf, to name a few. Francis Ford Coppola directed Godfather Part 1 and 2, Apocalypse Now, The Outsiders, The Conversation, etc. In this film's production history has been kind of crazy. This film has been a deep passion project for Francis Ford Coppola for decades now. Francis Ford Coppola has even sold a lot of his assets, including his winery, to actually fund the film himself with no other financiers. Well, the film has long since wrapped, it's finally edited. Now the only problem is distributors. Distributors have already seen the film and think it's too risky to buy and market it, saying that it's too experimental and out there. And while I do think this film is very important for 2024, not only because it's Francis Ford Coppola's last film, but also because of successes like Oppenheimer summer. I think people really are ready for more auteur-driven, out there type of films. So that's it. Those are the top 5 films I have for this year that not only are the most anticipated, but why I think they're also the most important. A lot of these films are up to set new trends to how audiences go and view films and what will be the new zeitgeist in the near future. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what films you're looking forward to this year. Hit that like button and subscribe. I'll see you next time.